Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. You got it right here. This is the KingCast, episode number 55, and this is a special one today. We're going to talk not only all things Bethesda, but all things Fallout, and we have a special guest. We have the one and only Chimmy. Chimmy, are you there?
Here I am.
All right. First thing, can you guys hear Chimmy? Y'all sound off and let me know if you can hear Chimmy. Chimmy, can you hear me?
Oh, I can definitely hear you, King.
Oh, awesome.
No problem on my end.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today. Can y'all hear Chimmy? I can hear him good, but I want to know if y'all can hear him. Good. Manos is in the house. Manos is here. Good to see you, Manos. I'm going to start naming some games and seeing if Manos gets red. Let's see, just a minute. Hold on. If the camera shakes, it's because it's sitting on a TV tray, because I'm at the King's Corner mother. As y'all know, I take care of my mother at times. I come visit her, so we are there. So I've got the mobile King's Corner up. Okay, this is the Fallout special because, as y'all know, Chimmy has started his own channel, and we're going to talk about that a lot today. But I want to get some gaming news first. Is that all right, Chimmy, if we go over some gaming news first? Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the gaming news. I love that.
Okay, I'm going to just give some gaming news quick, and I want you to give me your reaction. But first thing I do want to say, and I want to see if I can get her on the phone. As y'all know, the Queen is not here because we couldn't get anything gaming in with the Queen if she was here. But I do want to see if we can talk to her real quick. She probably won't answer.
What happened was we would talk about chungas.
She probably won't answer me. She never answers the first time. Hello, Miss Queen. Hello, Queen.
Hello.
See, she never answers me. There you go. Okay. The Outer Worlds. Big news with the Outer Worlds. It is coming. Of course, you know it's coming very soon. But it was announced it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. What do you think?
Oh, okay. I do have a couple thoughts about the Outer Worlds.
Okay.
Generally, I think it looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think the heading on the Switch sounds great.
Yes.
I like that idea. The game, generally, overall, I'm kind of excited about, but every time I look at it, at the gameplay, I get a little less excited, so I try not to.
It looks a little strange, doesn't it? Now, for those that don't know, the Outer Worlds, of course, is coming from the makers of the ones that made Fallout New Vegas. It has about 40 hours of gameplay, but it looks a little BioShocky, but kind of futuristic. I don't know. Okay, here's the Queen. Let's talk to her real quick. Is this the Mississippi Queen?
It really is.
Well, hey, I wanted you to be able to tell everybody hi.
Hi, everybody.
And I wanted to tell you, of course, I'm sorry you're not on the show today, but we've got.
I know. He kicked me off, you guys.
We've got a lot of gaming stuff to do, so we would not get enough words in with you on the show.
Literally kicked me off of the show.
But we're going to miss you very much, so.
Yeah, I'm feeling the love.
Yeah. Well,
I really am.
We still love you very much, so.
I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad.
But
I'll make up for it.
But you do have a business appointment today too, so it does work out, right?
I do have some business stuff to do in a couple of hours, so yeah,
Okay.
It'll work out.
Okay, well, everybody's saying hi, Queen, so we just wanted to say we missed you.
Bye, you guys. Have a great KingCast.
And Chimmy's on here, so say hi, Chimmy.
Hi, Chimmy. How are you?
I still have to send you your chimichanga. I don't know if I'm going to do that.
I know. I'm still waiting on it, too. And I'm starving right now. So it would be nice.
Bye.
You would have probably needed to send it like a week ago, though. So
You do good,
All right.
Queen. We're going to miss you today, but you'll be back
have
next
fun,
week.
guys.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye, dear.
Bye, y'all.
Okay, so the Outer Worlds, are you going to get it?
Same thing I do with almost every game. I probably will about 2 years after it comes out.
Yeah.
That's what I always do.
I've got to get it just because of who made it. I've got to try it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, as you know, of course, coming out of QuakeCon, the news is all of the classic Doom games coming to the Switch. You've got Doom, you've got Doom 2, you've got Doom 3. What do you think about all that? What do you did you like the original Doom games?
Well, I never really got much of a chance to play them. I did play them a little bit, but I never got that chance. My parents were like, "No, too violent. You can't play that. Here, play some Need for Speed. You can have that." And that was literally all I played probably for years. And so I never really got to play it until way later. But I like it. I mean, it's probably much better for Switch than for PC, honestly, with the Steam port. So
okay,
I think it'll work out for Switch. Back
to recommendations on my channel. Get the original Doom and play it. If you haven't played it, play it. All right. Did you hear that there very well may be the next Resident Evil coming out very soon? Did you hear that rumor?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Another Resident.
It might be in development. Yep. What do you think about that? Juicy news.
That would be great. Resident Evil 7 was good.
Yep.
Hopefully, it's not going to continue on like 5 and 6, and it'll be something more like 3 or more like 7. I think that would be a really great thing, and even though the remasters are great, I think that it's time for a new one.
Time for a new one, absolutely.
Definitely,
yeah. Wolfenstein Youngblood came out, co-op, it's gotten mixed reviews. It also came out on the Switch. I've got it. I'm enjoying it. I hear what some of the people are saying about some of the negatives, but I am really enjoying it. I can't wait. I'm going to live stream it very soon. In fact, I'm not committing, but I may, if I can get it all going, I may live stream some very soon, maybe over the weekend. What do you think of the Wolfenstein Youngblood and the co-op?
I like Wolfenstein. I like the idea of co-op. I haven't gotten the game. I actually have a friend who says that I can play with her sometime, but I haven't gotten the chance to yet since I was on vacation. And I'm trying to avoid any reviews, positive or negative, because I want to try the game for myself and see how it is before I listen to what anybody else has to say about it.
I don't want to get into this negative, but I'm just going to throw this out there. There is a Bethesda hate going on, kind of like who's that other company that everybody hates? But anyway, there are certain people that anything that comes out Bethesda, they're going to hate on it no matter what it is now. I've noticed that.
I saw that.
And that's such a shame that it's gotten that way. But again,
people are getting rage too also.
Yeah.
Like they're like, every time they're talking about, we've only had bad Bethesda games these last couple years. What about Prey is relatively new? What about Rage 2?
Prey is awesome game. Chris Avalon was one of the writers on it. Great games. The Wolfenstein, the New Colossus won some game of the years. It won first person shooter of the year. I mean, come on. Anyway. Oh well. Okay, some Fallout 76 news. Guys, we got so much to do. We're going to talk. This is the Fallout special. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to go back and talk Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Y'all just hold on. This is some good stuff. And by the way, y'all can ask some questions too. Fallout 76 news. Of course, right now going on. Meat Week is going on. That goes on to August the 8th. Let's see, 12 p.m. I think on August the 8th. And that is this coming Thursday. Have you gotten to do Meat Week yet?
I did a Prime Cuts event, and I failed it because I was by myself. And that's all I've been able to do since I got back from vacation yesterday. And I'll probably do it tonight and tomorrow, just all weekend. Just doing that event, get all the exclusive items. But I mean, it looks fun. I love the seasonal events.
Yes, Mano said something absolutely 100% true. He said, QuakeCon $1 million quote, private Sooners are coming sooner than you think.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all remember, I hate to pat myself on the back, but if y'all remember, I told you back at E3 that Chris Meyer told me personally that private servers were coming very soon, very, very soon. And I told you guys that on the KingCast. So that was something that was not put out in any interviews. He told me that personally. So that was wonderful. Yeah, I cannot wait for private servers. Also, Double XP. If y'all didn't know, Double XP is going on right now. It goes through August the 5th. I believe it goes out at 6 o'clock in the morning on August the 5th. That is Monday morning. Okay. Nuclear Winter is getting a brand new map. Do you play Nuclear Winter?
I was just about to mention that because you mentioned Double XP, and I was thinking about how much I wish that applied to Nuclear Winter, because I want the rewards, but it's kind of a grind sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do play it from time to time. My game just kind of lags too much on my PC. It's a little bit old, so it's not great for playing competitive. But I like it. I mean, I just hope that the rewards don't reset with this new map, because then I'll miss out on some stuff.
Todd and Stacy both got the black hat. I'm so jealous. I think I've gotten everything but the black hat and the flag, and I want both of them. I got the tenderizer.
I haven't gotten anything yet.
Yeah. Well, of course, Nuclear Winter is getting Morgantown, the new map. They say it's very vertical. Of course, you got all the buildings. That sounds exciting.
Yeah. Great for sniping.
Mm-hmm. And they say it's going to have a lot of new creatures, and they just kind of winked and laughed when they said that. So I know it's going to have the Grafton monster, but I wonder what other new creatures it's going to have. That's kind of exciting. Now, that is coming in September, but there's stuff that's coming sooner than that. Actually, August the 20th, we are getting the Vault Raids. I'm very excited about the Vault Raids, and people don't realize that that's coming very soon. That's August the 20th. What do you think about the Vault Raids?
That's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not very far away.
No, not at all.
All new content vaults.
And it's supposed to be very hard.
I mean, it looks like they're going to do a pretty good job with it, but I'm waiting to see how they're going to do it. But I'm excited for that, genuinely. The Vault Raids sound like a great idea.
From what
we got display cases coming soon, too. Don't forget.
The what?
Finally. The display cases.
Yes, it's the same week. The display cases are coming that same week. Yeah. The same patch. The Vault Raids, this is what I understand about the Vault Raids. There's going to be 3 different levels, they said. You got, basically easy, medium, and hard. And they are going to be puzzle-like, very puzzle-based, because he said they're going to be timed events. So you're going to be timed going through these vaults. So you have to get through in a certain time, and there's going to be certain puzzles you have to do. And of course, the first thing I thought of was that silly puzzle in Fallout 4 in, Dima's puzzle in Far
Harbor?
Yes. But I hope it's something like that.
Yeah. Oh my, that puzzle. Yeah, maybe it could be something like that. Actually, that would be.
Wouldn't you like to?
Hopefully, it's just not terminal password puzzles, please. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't you love to do that under a timed? Hey, Vault Girl, good to see you. But anyway, they're saying it's very, very hard because people's been kind of saying things like the burrows and things like that weren't hard enough.
Too easy.
Yeah, too easy.
Yeah. Well, Arctos is hard because try finding somebody that can actually work together in a team.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to do
because of the difficulty, but because of the people who are playing it, it's difficult.
Yeah, if you're gonna do meat week, you've got to have a lot of people, and you got to have a lot of people knowing what they're doing. Yeah, you absolutely do. The first time we tried the Graham's Meat Cook, we failed miserably because people were just running around. You know, they weren't playing the drums, they weren't turning the meat spits, they weren't doing anything. They didn't know what they were doing. So yeah.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, I bet you a lot of people even now still don't know what they're doing, and I have no idea what to do there either. So.
Yeah, well, there's a list. There's actually a list. I put it on my Twitter page. There's a list, and even since I made that video, I left out a couple of things in the video that you have to do. But there's a list of things that you have to do. And if you're doing these things constantly, turning the spits, there's 3 people that turn the spits, 3 people that play the drums. And as you're doing these things, that little bar goes up. And if you get the bar all the way to the end, you win the thing. So, yep. Let's see. With the vault raids, it's kind of neat. The new power armor. Have you seen that new power armor? It's called the Potted Plant Power Armor.
And there was some scout armor there too next to the power armor.
Yeah, it's the same stuff. It's got all the plants on it and all that. Yeah.
I like that. I thought it looked cool. You know how I am about power armor, so I got my 75 sets or whatever many there are now.
Bless your heart. I cannot imagine what Patch 11 did to you.
Oh my gosh, that was a disaster. I almost quit the game because of that.
Well, let me before I'm gonna let you just tell your story because I'm gonna tell mine real quick. Patch 11 was so bad on me, and I only have 11 sets, something like that.
Yeah, you don't have as many. You have a lot still.
It was so bad on me because it took like 2 or 3 of my power armor frames away from me. So it put me, and of course it takes all your fusion cores out of your frames and puts them in your inventory. So I was so overweight and without frames for my pieces, it stuck me in Welch Station, and there's no power armor very close down there. So I was looking for a frame.
What's the big thing that
the
mines just
the mountain down there. Mountain.
Yeah.
I went there and I was actually stuck there for two or 3 weeks, and I did not play for 2 or 3 weeks because I was waiting on. I would get on every day, a couple of times looking for a power armor frame. I'd jump servers trying to get a power armor frame for my 3 suits. Finally, I had Ghost gave me a power armor frame, the last one I needed, so that I could put my stuff on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, in my case, well, I have like 75 sets.
Golly,
and
I cannot.
Somehow, I don't know how. I did not lose any frames. I don't know how. I got super lucky, I think.
Well, that saves
and but all of my power armor inside of my stash, it removed all the pieces from them and put them in my inventory.
Yeah,
but the frames were still in the stash.
Yeah. And
so I already have the portable power perk 3-star, which helps me carry the power armor at like 75% reduced weight. And even with that on, with all of the power armor, I was still at 1,961 pounds. And so I had to figure out, I had to try to remember what my original carry weight was, which is 425, and add 1,500 on that, which is the max you can they allow you to carry before you have to destroy items.
Yeah.
And so that put me at like 1925. So I thought, okay, so I basically sold to the Welch Station vendor. I sold like 40 pounds or 50 pounds of chems just so that I could get under that max weight and I could finally move around and drop items and pick up items. But it took me about 3 hours to get everything organized right there at Welch Station. It's just put one out, put the pieces on, put it back. Put one out, put the pieces on, put it back. And since you can only name up to 50 items, there were still about 25 power armor frames that didn't have a name. So each time I wanted to find an empty power armor frame, I have to put out all 25 to find one that's empty. And so it was a lot of work.
Well, I don't know if you had this problem. I kept naming mine, and I would come back the next day, and it'd be unnamed again.
I've never had that problem, actually.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've just gotten really lucky.
Well, I had a theory, and I won't stay on this long, but, patch 11, in my opinion, has been the worst patch since the beginning of the game. It literally it almost broke the game. It was bad, and we all know this. But I saw
so many power armor frames around Welch Station. People were just abandoning. They just threw them out there. There were pieces everywhere. Just people getting rid of stuff. It was a disaster.
Let me ask you this. This is my theory, and I'm going to ask everybody on the chat what you guys think. This is just a theory. This is not inside information, just a theory. They had gotten the game running so well. If y'all remember, the game was running so well before E3 and everything. And then, of course, they installed Nuclear Winter. They did the free deal, and they had all that influx of new players. I mean, there was probably more players than the game had ever had. And I just wonder, because I do know inside information that they had a lot of duping problems and some other problems is all I know. They had some other problems. I wonder if they hadn't had some of these newer players that had coming in that were attacking the game somehow, maybe viruses or something like that. And when they did that install of patch, somebody had installed something that when that patch installed, it basically crashed the game. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I mean, that could be an interesting theory. You never know what could happen. I do believe in the patch notes they mentioned that the power armor pieces are going to be separated, but who knows if they knew about a problem beforehand or something. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I mean, I know a lot of that Bethesda did, but I mean, it just almost broke the game. It was, wow.
I think the real truth here is that they just underestimated how much power armor people have.
Yeah.
I really think they did, because a lot of people have 15, 30 sets of power armor. And
but I'm not just talking about the power armor stuff. I knew they were going to go through the power armor because there was a lot of duping and bugs and stuff in the power armor, but it was the other stuff that it did to the game. I mean, think about what patch 11 did to the game overall. I mean, it lost its stability. Think about how good the game had gotten right before patch 11. But anyway,
it was a lot smoother.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot smoother. But
now it's still having some issues.
Yeah, it's still bumpy.
I was on it last night, and I was just struggling to move.
Yeah, we're still having drop. You're dropping off the server. It had gotten where it wasn't doing that at all, and oh well. They'll get it back. I really believe it. I truly, truly, truly believe it. Okay, let's talk about your channel. That's the reason we're on here. Chimmy has started a new channel, and I'm going to let him describe it. I'm going to ask him some questions about it. But what is your channel all about? Firstly, what is the name of it? And I'm going to have Vault Girl put up a link to your channel on the chat. And you tell us what the name of it is, why you started it, and what it's all about.
The name is an interesting story because I severely underestimated what I was going to do, and I named it Chimichanga Podcasts and Vlogs. And the vlogs I've been recording, and the podcast I have not done yet, but I've done some gaming videos.
Well, you're doing a podcast right now. And
well, yeah, I know.
and by the way,
this
this is for free. Did you know you can actually collaborate? I guess it's called that. You can actually post this podcast on your channel. Did you know that? I'll show you how to do that after.
Yeah, I'm have to do that. That sounds really good.
So you got your first podcast right here. Okay, go ahead.
There we go. It's complete. I had an idea to start off with gaming videos, because I used to do gaming videos back a few years ago on another older channel that I don't really use anymore. And they were really simple videos, and this time I wanted to have more of a direction, because last time it was just random videos. And so this time I thought, well, I like Fallout. You know, everybody I follow on Twitter is, you know, they love Fallout too. So I'll make a Fallout playthrough, you know, Fallout 3. And I play some other games too, but it's mostly centered around Fallout. And I thought after that, I'll focus on some other stuff too. I was thinking I could do some vlogs. I went to Lima, Peru, this last week and a half I've been there, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to start recording vlogs, and I'm editing those. Those will be up in a few days. So trying to do a little bit of everything really, but focusing a lot on the games I like Fallout. So that's mostly what I'm doing.
That's awesome. There, Vault Girl's got a link to your channel right there. If you have not subbed to Chimmy's channel, and what's the name of it again?
Chimichanga Podcasts and Vlogs.
If you have not subscribed to his channel and you like Fallout and other stuff, then you go check it out and subscribe, because as you can hear, he is very knowledgeable of Fallout, and we're going to talk about Fallout right now. You go check it out and subscribe, but wait until the podcast is over, because you're not going to want to miss a thing.
You're going to want to stick around.
That's right. That's right. Where do you want to take this channel from here on out? What do you want to do with it?
I was thinking of having a schedule where let's say every 2 out of 3 uploads would be about gaming, and have at least one of those 2 be about Fallout. And then other stuff, just share a little bit of like slice of life kind of things. Comparison, I guess, kind of when I used to live in the U.S., because I was born and raised in Kentucky.
Oh, that's awesome.
And now living in Peru, you know, it's very different. And so I was thinking maybe people would be interested in seeing things about Peru and what we eat here, and
oh, absolutely,
you know, day-to-day things, because you see travel videos, but they're only here for, you know, a week or a month, but they don't live here. And when you live somewhere, you know, it's very different from just visiting. So what kind of things do you experience, you know? So I was thinking I'd start doing that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Be you and share you, and people will love it. One thing I would like to say about my channel, and this is just to share with everybody, there is so many things that I would like to do with my channel. I've got, like, honestly, 7 videos that I want to do right now, but I never have time to do them. I get, whether it's my health or just the news cycle that keeps going and passes me by. You know, it seems like Fallout 76 is all I cover, but if you look at my list of videos, it's really not. You know, I'm a Bethesda channel. I cover all of Bethesda, and in the future, you know, I want to cover Starfield and Wolfenstein and the Elder Scrolls, and kind of like you said, also the things that are going on in my life and around my life as well. So, you know, there's a lot of things I want to do with my channel as well. But don't let it get you down when you can't do everything, I guess, is what I'm saying with my advice. So if you had to narrow it down, and that's what sometimes I have to do, I have to narrow it down. What is the main focus of your channel? Is it a Fallout channel mainly, and then it goes out from there? what is the main focus of your channel? Like I would say mine is a Bethesda channel.
I'm not sure I would say it's specifically all Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more Fallout than other video games, but I'd probably say it's generally just gaming in general. But if I had to pick a genre, it'd be open world adventure games. Probably would be my number one kind of thing I would focus on. And of course, Fallout is my favorite series in that genre, so that's definitely a game I would focus on a lot. If I had to narrow it down to one thing, it probably would be mostly Fallout. That's just what I like to play.
Well, I have to ask, since you said favorite, what is your favorite Fallout game?
That's a tough question.
It is, I know, and I'm putting you on the spot, and it's going to be recorded. It's being recorded right now.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. You can
It's
give the
a
political
tough-
answer that they all have their strengths, you know.
No, I do have a favorite, and it's the one that almost everybody says. It's New Vegas, but it's just the music, the atmosphere, I don't know.
It has the
I
king
just
in
love
it. It has the king in it.
King in it, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
It has the king. Yeah, no, definitely. I just love walking around the Mojave Wasteland, listening to Blue Moon by Frank Sinatra. You know, I don't know. It's just got a lot of charm to it. And then second place is a tough one. And it's either 4 or 76. Even though 76 might not be the most polished of the games,
It's awesome.
I still like it because of the people I've met, because of the people I play with, and the experiences I make with them.
And the world.
That's why I
the
like it,
world is
because
really awesome.
The world is
Tastes like-
so close to home because I used to live in Kentucky,
Yeah.
and I'd go to West Virginia all the time.
Yeah,
So
Appalachia. Yeah.
it's crazy to see, you know, a game that looks so much like where I used to live, especially the forest.
You know why I think New Vegas is so good, and I really believe this. I believe it is the perfect mix between Bethesda and Obsidian. You know, Obsidian has they have the RPG, the choice, and all that.
Right.
And
So
then,
good.
And then, of course, Bethesda is the world maker. They make the worlds.
Oh, yes.
And so Obsidian got to use what Bethesda does good. And then, you know, and it was the perfect marriage. And you're never going to have that again, sadly. You know, you look at the Outer Worlds, and sadly, that's not going to be a New Vegas. As much as everybody wants it to be, you look at it, it's not going to be a New Vegas.
It's crazy how much people compare with New Vegas, because, you know, when I first saw the trailer for Outer Worlds, and I'm still going on a tangent here for a second, but when I first saw the trailer for Outer Worlds, I'm already getting confused. The thing that stuck out to me was that it looks like BioShock meets Borderlands.
Yeah.
The only thing that reminded me of Fallout was there was this outfit that somebody had on in the game. And the outfit was literally the only thing that looked like Fallout to me. And then there was that one guy with the blue hair.
Jeremy, I hate Johnny Guitar too, Jeremy. That's awful.
Johnny Guitar, no.
That's awful.
That song.
Okay, go ahead.
I hate that song.
Go ahead, Jimmy. I'm listening.
No, there's this one character in the first trailer for Outer Worlds. This old guy, he's looking inside of the pod that you're in or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to you. I don't know what his name is, and he looks like Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. And I can't get that out of my head. So now every time I see Outer Worlds, all I think of is Rick and Morty with Borderlands with BioShock, and I don't see any Fallout in it.
Well, see, people are going to realize how much that Obsidian misses Bethesda when they play Outer Worlds. Number one, there's only 40 hours of content. They're going to see it in the world. They're going to see it in the play style. They're going to see it in everything. And they're going to wish they didn't put down Bethesda so much. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Obsidian is awesome at what they do.
Together. again. We need that.
Yep. Yep. It was the perfect
Really do.
marriage. It was the Bethesda is a genius at what they do, and Obsidian is a genius at what they do. They just do different things.
Yeah, I don't think you can disagree with that.
Yep.
I really don't.
And guys, that's why I'm so excited about how Jeff Garner is talking about what they're doing with Wastelanders, because they're talking about with this the new system that's coming in, the choice system and everything. It sounds like a very good. I can't remember what's it called. It's not the karma system, but it's something like it. They're trying to get back to that. That Obsidian type system where there's choice, and so that sounds really cool.
Yeah, with charisma and intelligence and strength, and you get a different perks.
Yeah,
that gives you different dialogue choices.
Yeah.
I like that system. That's better than Fallout 4, but I do think that Fallout 4's dialogue system was not nearly as bad as people say it is.
Right. Yeah.
I really think it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, I like Fallout 3's better, but yeah, I agree.
Fallout 3 is.
I want to talk a little bit about your past, and that'll get us back into Fallout easy.
Yeah.
This may give away your age just a little bit, but what got you into gaming? Can you remember what made you get hooked into gaming?
Good question, actually. I liked cars, and I still like cars, but I really, really liked cars when I was little, and so my dad would play Need for Speed with me. Need for Speed 2 Special Edition. I remember it was the first one I played, and we would play Need for Speed 2, Need for Speed 3, Need for Speed High Stakes.
Yeah, those are good games.
Hot Pursuit 2. And I'd play that with him, and I'd also play a couple flight simulator games like Warbirds and Red Baron. And so that's what I mostly played. I mostly just played Need for Speed for the first few years. That's all I was really allowed to play. My parents didn't let me play Pokemon. They didn't let me play Doom. They didn't let me play anything on consoles. I never had a console. They said it was too violent, and yeah, I can understand that, I guess. Mm-hmm. But, I was happy with Need for Speed. I have no complaints about that.
Those Need for Speed games were very cool. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, the old ones are just so good.
Manos said Bethesda should have bought Obsidian instead of Microsoft. That would have been, if ZeniMax could have bought Obsidian, wouldn't that have been awesome?
That would have been probably the best business deal in the history of gaming.
to let them actually, and it would have been great to let them just be absorbed into BGS. Wouldn't that have been great? Or even allow them to be, or allow them to be, their own company inside ZeniMax. Either way, yeah.
If they had the reins, if they owned Obsidian, just handed the reins to them for Fallout games, it could have been perfect.
Yeah. Wow. What could have been, what might have been. Yep.
Yeah. My dad and I, we both teach English. My dad always says, should have, could have, would have, the three sisters of regret. So, yeah, I think that applies very much to this situation.
Yep. Well, but now we also have to remember those that made New Vegas, over half of them are not there anymore at Obsidian. So, I mean, some of the main ones like Chris Avalon, some of the ones that were so instrumental in the story and the main part of the development of New Vegas have already moved on. So we do need to remember that as well. Yeah. That was quite a while ago. And even sadder for some of us older gamers, there's a lot of Fallout fans out there that have never played New Vegas. Can you believe that they've never played New Vegas? They've never played Fallout 3. So, wow. Favorite 5 games of all time?
Ooh. Oh man, you got me there. That's a tough one.
Come on.
That's a really tough one.
Real,
That's tougher than the Fallout one.
I know it. Really quick. Really quick.
Okay. First one, obviously, New Vegas.
Yep.
Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bayonetta. Assassin's Creed Revelations. I like that one. The third one is
interesting. See,
yeah, most people don't like Revelations as much.
I was about to
really
say if I was going to Assassin's Creed, that was not the one I would pick, but interesting.
I like Revelations. I like the hook.
I would have picked Black Flag or 3 or yeah.
Black Flag. Oh man, I'm struggling to play through that right now. I don't like pirates.
Oh, I love Black Flag. It's a very, it's a good. That's a good one.
I'm struggling with it. I really am.
And I haven't played Odyssey yet. I've got a list of games I want to play that aren't Bethesda, but I hadn't had a chance to. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I have 3 so far, right? New Vegas, Bayonetta, Revelations. What else? Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
So that's difficult because I also really like Saints Row 2, but we'll go with 4. No, maybe 2. I don't know. It's difficult. And then the last one, I'm gonna go with. I don't know. It has to be a tie between Need for Speed High Stakes and SWAT 3.
Oh, okay. I like High Stakes. Very good game. Yep, I've put a lot of time into those. Absolutely, I have.
Yeah, High Stakes and Point Unleashed and Undercover were the 3 that I played the most for sure.
Yep. Timmy was talking about Pong back there. Yep, that was my first. I can remember walking into my cousin's house and seeing Pong on his TV and going, "That's the neatest thing I've ever seen in my life." Yeah, that was the Atari. Yeah. That shows how old I am. Anyway, well, let's talk some Fallout, guys, with the remainder of our time. Fallout is such a unique series, such an awesome series. Where do you think Fallout is going to go? One thing about Fallout 76. Now, Fallout 76 is so exciting, but it has divided the community. But I have some opinion about that. Some of it is not to get political, is a manufactured hate. A lot of,
for sure, some of it is.
It is. There were people that were signing a petition to never play it. I mean, how can you hate something that you've never played? And it's silly. But
it's like food. You don't know if you hate it until you try it.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people I run into all the time, they say they hate it and it's a terrible game, but what it is, they get frustrated that they can't do it. Fallout 76 takes a lot of time to manage. You've got to manage your stash box. You've got to manage your food. There's a lot of little managing things. And let's just be frank, and you can be Bob. There's a lot of people that don't want to take the time to manage. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
They want to sit down and just, play 15 minutes of a game. And Fallout,
it's not a game that you can do.
No, Fallout 76 is not that. I mean, you really have to work at it. You can't just go over to your bench and repair your weapon. You've got to have the right junk to do that. And to do that, you've had to go out and find the junk. I mean, you've constantly got to be doing all of these things and keeping all of these things up. And most of the people that say Fallout 76 stinks is the people that don't manage their stuff right. And they don't take the time to do it. And it either they can't, it's too hard for them, or they just flat don't want to do it. Now, that I would say that is 80% of the people that say Fallout 76 stinks, to be honest.
Most likely, yeah.
And I'm talking about the people I've talked to that you get past their emotion and you say, okay, what do you not like about the game? And they'll, oh, the bugs in that. No, you tell me specifically, what do you not like? And finally, they'll start saying, and this is what I will boil it down to. And that's it. Well, that's not the game being bad. It's just a different kind of game.
It's changed from Fallout 4 and New Vegas and 3. Like, you just throw stuff in a stash and you're done with it, you know?
Yeah,
But
Fallout 4 is so easy.
Simple.
I mean, Fallout 4 you've got an endless stash that you don't ever have to worry about, like you said. Yeah,
exactly. And so I remember I just throw weapon after weapon after weapon. I had a list. I had a 5 or 6 page long list of weapons, unique weapons that I had in my stash.
Well, and junk the same way. You never had to worry about junk. You never had to worry about food.
And if I didn't have junk, console commands.
Yeah.
Can't do that in 76.
No.
You know?
Absolutely. And that's why they say it stinks. Well, no, it don't. It is much more realistic, much more immersive.
Yeah.
They just
It really is. It can be frustrating sometimes, and I can understand.
It can be frustrating, absolutely, but it is
bad.
It's a different kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with all that said, with the division that Fallout 76 has, there is a excitement though, because it is a living game that there's going to be new content coming for a long time. So we know there is a future for Fallout with 76 for a long time. So that's exciting. But what does that do for Fallout 5? Does that put off Fallout 5?
I personally, I think that it doesn't really. I don't know. I think that online and offline are such different experiences that I can still see Fallout 5 coming out after Starfield or after Elder Scrolls 6. I could still see that coming out fairly soonish, I guess.
I agree with you too, but because you still got The Order, you've still got Starfield coming next. You got the Elder Scrolls 6. Then you're going to have Fallout.
Yeah, I think we're going to have another Fallout after Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
Now, where it's going to be located, that's something I love to speculate on.
Absolutely.
I would personally love for it to be in Seattle or Salt Lake City. I think that would be cool. But we already saw Salt Lake City kind of with some of the New Vegas DLC, I think, if I remember correctly. But someplace that we haven't seen yet, you know?
Let me ask you real quick, and we will talk about that, I promise. Do you believe that when Fallout 5 does come out, will that spell the end for Fallout 76, or will it keep living? Because it's built up a big enough community.
I think
same thing with Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, I think Elder Scrolls Online is going to keep on living.
I was just about to mention that. I was thinking, Elder Scrolls Online, we're going to have to compare 76's progress to Elder Scrolls Online. If it's still fairly active 5 years in the future, and then a Fallout 5 is announced, I don't think there's going to be much of a problem. But if it dies down, or if they start not becoming as frequent with updates, and I think that a Fallout 5 could kill 76 if they're not careful. Yeah. So they gotta tread kind of lightly. You know how people are reacting to the game. So
yeah. The only difference I see between ESO and Fallout 76, ESO is a different company. ESO is ZeniMax, where Fallout 76 is BGS. So that might be a difference.
That could definitely make a difference for sure.
But I do see how they could pull off both of them staying up. Okay, let's talk about that. Where the next one could be. A lot of people have talked about New York, but of course New York has taken so much damage.
Right. I mean, I think that canonically, New York just wouldn't be possible to have a game inside because it's just obliterated. There's literally, I think there's a crater there, and then there's just rubble around the crater.
Isn't that the one that's called the Boneyard?
No, that's Los Angeles.
That's Los Angeles. Okay. What is New York called? New York.
I honestly don't remember. But
it has a name.
I do think, yeah.
Oh, my memory's terrible. I know this, and I've gone blank.
Yeah.
I should have had it right in front of me. I know I'm jumping back and forth, but what I would love to see with 76 is, in the future at least, them opening up some new places on the map like Washington, D.C. I would love to see Washington, D.C. before Fallout 3. Would that not be wonderful?
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I would personally prefer Fallout 76 to open the map farther west and southwest. I'd like to see a little bit of Kentucky. Well, that's just my personal preference.
Oh, absolutely. I see why you would like that.
I'd like to see some Ohio, maybe. I think that would be interesting. I think that would be good, personally, to see Kentucky and Ohio, because we haven't seen those yet. I'm all about seeing something new, especially somewhere I've visited before, because Fallout for me has always been especially interesting, because a lot of people say, well, you just play video games to escape reality. But the crazy thing is I have been to locations that have been in every Fallout game. I've been to Southern California. I've been to Las Vegas. I've been to Washington, D.C. I've been to, Boston. Yes. I've been to West Virginia. So I like seeing those places in real life.
Taz says he would like one based in China, of course, being the antagonist, the main enemy in Fallout.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I would love a full DLC in China, maybe instead of the game.
I would like to see DLC of China more than
the full game. Yeah. But I do love that idea.
Operation Anchorage, but in China.
Yeah, I do love that idea, Taz. Absolutely love that idea. Chimmy, I'm the same way. I would love to see one like based in Texas, where maybe it goes up in Arkansas just a little bit. But that's just because that's my home. Yeah. Texas down into Mexico, because if you've ever looked at that, there's a lot of factions down in there that are really cool. I love the minor factions idea, like in New Vegas. And of course, the minor factions that are coming in Fallout 76 are so exciting to me. I love minor factions in Fallout. And that's something that has been missing. That was something that I think was missing in Fallout 4 big time. There should have been more minor factions in that game.
And if they do a game based in the Midwest, I really hope that they make the tactics video game power armor styles. I hope they make those canon, because that power armor, the Midwestern power armor, is so good. It's literally the best power armor in terms of looks.
Oh, absolutely.
In my opinion. Definitely. And I don't know. I really, like I said, I want to see places that I've seen in real life. I remember playing New Vegas for the first time. The first time I walked through Searchlight was insane for me, because I had traveled to Las Vegas, and I remember I was with my dad, and we drove through Searchlight, and so I remember Searchlight, and so when I saw it in the game, I was like, whoa, I've been here, and it was very sad for me to see and really realize what the world kind of would look like if we were in a nuclear war.
Right.
And it really hit me hard, And so it was like that was a really that was a kind of a wake up call for me, I guess, a little bit. So that it always stuck out for me.
Absolutely. There's an interesting question going around, and it's basically based off some of the armor that Bethesda is releasing. Is Fallout 76 canon? What is your thoughts on that?
It's funny you mentioned the armor, because I was thinking about that once I saw the Nuclear Winter, the trailer where it had the Hellfire.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so upset at first, because I'm like, oh no, they've ruined it, because they were trying to keep things canon. And now they've got Hellfire. How are they going to explain this?
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I think in Vault 51 they have a terminal entry, something about Dr. Strenelus Braun ordering that the prototype armor be taken to Vault 51. So I guess it kind of still makes sense. It's kind of weird, the timeline.
But it works.
I do think, yeah, it works. I mean, I think that Fallout 76 is canon, personally.
Absolutely.
I don't mind it being canon. I think it's fine.
Absolutely. You know? This is what's hilarious to me. People that says Fallout 76 is not canon. Number one, Bethesda owns Fallout. Black Isle Studios does not even exist anymore. That started Fallout. Most of the people that are griping about this not being canon has never even played Fallout 1 and 2 and has no idea what they're talking about.
And I think that a lot of the people that are complaining about it not being canon are just saying it because they don't like the game.
That's it. That's right. Yep. And they don't even know the lore of Fallout 76, because I'm telling you, in one of the videos that I am working on, that I've already done part 1 on, is the story and the lore of Fallout 76. The lore of Fallout 76 is so good. It is one of the best stories and lore in the Fallout series. They did such a good job, guys.
Yeah, that is one of my pet peeves when people start talking about, oh, there's no lore, there's no stories about the NPCs. They just didn't put it in because they're lazy.
Oh my word!
No, they built a huge story.
Yeah, you hadn't taken the time to look at it.
There's a ton of explanation in a game about that.
Yes.
You know?
I got
that really bothers me.
I got in a conversation with a guy, and he was he was about not quite my age. He was probably about 30, 38. And he you could tell he was getting heated. It was online, but you could tell he was getting a little bit heated.
It's online, of course.
Yeah. But he was Mr. Fallout fan. I mean, he had a name like Fallout something, you know. And he was telling me that it started like, you know, Fallout 76 was terrible with lore and all this. And he said something like, well, how'd he say it? He said, well, I'm not going to read notes or terminal to get my lore. And I'm like, really? Have you ever played a Fallout game before? You know, and he got so mad at me because it dawned on him that I was right. That every Fallout game, you get your lore from the notes in the terminals. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember first day I played Fallout 4. Now I bought Fallout 4 actually, like I do with every game, a couple years after it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first day I played that, I sat down and I played for 17 hours straight. I did not do anything else. I didn't eat. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
For like 17 hours. And I mean, I barely got through the story. I maybe made it to Diamond City. I don't think I did, actually. I think that was the second day. I don't even think I made it to Diamond City because I was literally just going through all the dialogue options, going through all the terminals, reading all the notes, picking up all the junk.
Yes.
You know, searching all the houses for clues and notes. And I love reading notes and I love reading terminals. That's my kind of thing. With other games like Gone Home and Tacoma, they're basically just walking simulators. All you do is read stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a very slow player. I'm not as good at reading the terminals. I'm better at reading the notes than I am the terminals, but I'm a very slow player. And
terminals are gotta hack them.
Yeah. But I have been teased very much about Fallout 76 because I stayed in the forest a long time before I left.
That's good to thoroughly explore places and go through places.
Yeah,
you know? That's
absolutely.
Rush through things. I mean, like Fallout 3, I remember the first time I played it, I went through everything, like, I don't even know how to explain it. I checked every box. I checked every conceivable place that could have something of interest. Of course, if you check my channel and my recent Fallout 3 playthrough, I kind of just breezed through it because I had a challenge. I'm like, okay, how low level can I make it to the Citadel? You know,
Yeah.
I think it was like level 3.
Let me ask you real quick. What was your first Bethesda game?
First Bethesda game. Ooh.
Yeah.
Good question. I think it was Fallout 3.
When you played for the first time, did it? And this may be worded wrong. Did it kind of overwhelm you? Because Bethesda games are totally different than any other game that you'll pick up and put in your machine. I was a little overwhelmed, and Fallout 3 was my first, I believe, too. Did it kind of overwhelm you the first time you stepped out of the vault?
Now that I think about it, I don't even know if Fallout 3 was my first one. It might have been Skyrim, actually. I think I got a little late into the game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I'm a pretty late gamer. I wasn't really allowed to play shooters or anything like that until I was about 12 or so, 14. So I think New Vegas was actually my first Fallout game. I think Skyrim was my first Bethesda game.
Yeah.
But still, it was a bit overwhelming, yeah, because you had so many places to go. And I remember in Fallout New Vegas, I spent hours upon hours trying to find every single location. I literally walked up and down the map, but it took hours, and I was really surprised at just how much content there was in all the Fallout games.
Oh, absolutely.
I was used to just doing races and Need for Speed games or having a very linear play style.
Yeah.
And so that was very new for me.
Skyrim's a little easier. Manos hit on exactly what I was about to say. And I'm glad that Morrowind was not my first, but I've heard some of the stories that people that Morrowind was their first game. See, Morrowind did not have quest markers at all.
No, that was basically just like, Skyrim is like, okay, here's your quest. We're going to give you a quest marker, and we're going to give you a path that shows you where to go, so don't worry about it. You'll make it. Yeah. And Morrowind is just like...
It's out there somewhere. It's out there somewhere.
Get out there. It's somewhere. Get lost.
Yeah, and normally Morrowind put like 4 things in front of you that were over your level, by 100 things, because they wanted you to get killed several times before you got there. Todd loved doing things like that. But I remember going out of Fallout 3, out of the vault for the first time. That was my first game, was Fallout 3. And of course, that dramatic moment. They want that dramatic moment when you come out of the vault. And it's just like, where do I go now? What do I do? And I got so overwhelmed that I stopped right there. I stopped right there and I took it out of the machine, and I didn't play for several weeks. I was so overwhelmed because you're used to a game where you're either walking down a hall or you got a little dotted line that tells you where to go. It's such a different experience, for back in that day that it's wow.
And I think that Fallout 3 also, just the intro is so ominous.
Mm-hmm.
I love the part where they're like, you're in Vault 101. It is here that you were born. Yeah. It is here that you will die.
Yeah.
For in Vault 101, no one ever goes in, and no one ever comes out. And it's like, oh man, it's so cool, but it still gives me shivers.
Yeah.
Even now. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah. Hey, Zonder Bunny. Zonder Bunny, you're always late. I'm noticing that. He's like the what is it? Not casually late, but what is it called? Fashionably late. That's right. Fashionably pretty late. Well, Jimmy, can you believe we have been on an hour already? An hour?
Wow.
If
seems like less.
If one of my moderators could find Jimmy's link again and put it up on the screen one more time, You guys, please go check out Chimmy's new channel. He is the one that has been talking this whole time. There, Vault Girl put it up. Please go check out his channel. It's got Fallout 3. It's got all kinds of stuff, and he is just getting started. It's awesome. If you have not subscribed, go subscribe. You hear what an awesome and amazing guy he is. Of course, most of y'all know him. If you don't, I wanted y'all to get to know him today. What else do we need to go over today before we end this?
I mean, we talked about Fallout. We talked about Need for Speed. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
And I know we could talk about Fallout forever, me and you.
We really
absolutely.
Definitely could.
Hey, Vampire, what's going on? If you have a question for Chimmy real quick, you can throw them out. If you got anything you want to ask him before we go, but y'all please go.
I really do.
Give him a hard question real quick. But really, that link that Vault Girl just put up right there, y'all do me a favor and go sub right now. We want to. How many subs do you got, Chimmy? Or how many did you have before you started this today?
I believe when I checked yesterday, I had about 39.
Oh well, let's get him way over 100 today at least. Come on.
That would be awesome.
And I'm making the camera shake. Come on, let's get him up there way over 100. We can at least get him over 100. Come on. Y'all go check out that link and click on it and subscribe. Y'all do it while I'm jabbering right now. Do it right now. Go, 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 go. And then come back and like the podcast and then ask him a question. He's only at 40. See, we've only got one sub. Come on, guys. Y'all go sub to Chimmy. Right now, I'm just gonna sit here until y'all go sub. Do it right now. Go. Go do it. Go do it. Let's see. Here's a question. Taz says, and I just hit this. Let's see. This is his name, SILLONX from Twitter. Just went to tell you I love seeing you in my TL, and I'm back with so much captures.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen them on Twitter. I believe they're from France, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, cool.
And sometimes they got some really great captures.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you like them. That's awesome.
That is neat.
That's cool. I like them a lot.
Awesome, awesome. I already subbed. Todd said he's already subbed. Well, if you haven't, go ahead. French and proud. Yay. That's awesome. If you haven't subbed to Chimmy, go do it because you'll love it. He covers Fallout. He loves Bethesda, so you will really love his channel. Y'all go sub to him. And if you got a question for him, go ahead. Again, if you got here late, the news we went over was pretty cool today. Y'all remember Meat Week goes on until August the 8th. That is Thursday. Double XP is going on right now until August the 5th. And the vault raids are coming August the 20th. That's also the time we get display cases as well. Honor the Steel is here. Hey, what's going on? And if you are not subscribed to me, you can double subscribe today. Subscribe to this channel and go subscribe to Chimmy as well. Vampire Sage just subscribed to you. Thank you, Vampire Sage. Thank you very, very much. There's a couple of subscribes anyway, but we need to get him over 100. Come on. Everybody go subscribe. What time? August the 5th for Double XP. I believe it's 6 o'clock Eastern in the morning, Slacker. That will be 6 a.m. Eastern. So it goes through the weekend, basically. Sunday night it ends.
Early.
Yeah, it'll be Monday morning at 6 o'clock. Can't wait for display cases. Absolutely. Do y'all have any question? What's his channel? There it is. Vault Girl just put it up. There's the link again to Chimmy's channel. It is right there on the chat, guys. Y'all go check it out, please. if you are watching this recording, go to there's a way you can go into the chat again and find that link. And by the way, I'll put it as a pinned comment where you can find his channel so you can sub. Zonder Bunny subbed. Honor of the Steel subbed. Yay! Thank y'all so much. Jimmy, I appreciate you being on the KingCast, and we'll probably get you back sometime.
Yeah.
I do want to remind all of y'all that if you are a Patreon for the KingFanMan, you can be on the KingCast just like Jimmy was today. That is one of the privileges or the scary things about being a Patreon. You can.
I definitely recommend it. I recommend it.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? It is fun.
It is really fun.
As a Patreon, you get to be on the KingCast as often as you want to. And so some of my Patreons that are right there, y'all need to come on sometimes. You also get to be a moderator. Y'all see some of them people in blue right there. That's because they are my wonderful supporters. So that's another thing you get to do on here and on Discord. So and the best thing about being a Patreon is you get to keep me on YouTube. So y'all go check out my Patreon page as well. Jimmy, again, I appreciate it, man. Y'all go check out his link. Any other questions for Jimmy? Taz says, by the way, King, check up that, let's see, check. Okay, y'all, I'm getting used to my bifocals. Yes, I'm old and I had to get bifocals and I don't know where to look now. DM me on Discord if you want info. Oh, okay, I will. Absolutely. Yes, I do want info. Absolutely. Jimmy, what else? Anything else you want to say before we go?
I just wanted to give you a big thanks for having me on. I mean, I really have nothing to say, but I'm really glad to be on here. I'm glad you invited me on the KingsCast, and I hope that we can do this again sometimes because it was genuinely really fun. Anybody who hasn't supported King on Patreon but wants to be on the KingsCast, y'all gotta go do that right now because I'm serious. This is an awesome experience. It's really fun, and King's a great guy, so he's giving me a lot of support, and I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Jimmy. Thank you, and thank you for being on. One other announcement: I do have somebody going to be on the KingCast next week. There is a very, I don't mean young in age, but he has just started being on YouTube, and he's a Bethesda guy, and I like helping content creators, so he's going to be on the KingCast next week. And
definitely to tune into.
I cannot remember his name right now. I would tell you his YouTube name, but you got a special guest coming next week, and he is a Bethesda guy, so that's something to look forward to. So thank y'all so much for being here today. Please go check out Jimmy's channel. It would be a wonderful favor for me. Please do that. I will leave a link in the comments on this video. So if you didn't find it in the chat, please do it after this video is processed. Jimmy, again, thank you so much for being on the KingCast, and we will do this again so we can talk some Fallout, bud.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Stacy just subscribed too. Thank you, Stacy. We're going to get you up to 100 very soon.
Awesome.
All righty. Y'all have a great afternoon and evening. And as soon as I get everything worked out, we're going to play some Wolfenstein live stream. Does that sound good? I may holler at you, Jimmy, and we'll do some co-op Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. I've yet to try that game out, so that would be a great thing to do.
Y'all have a great evening. Bye, guys.
Bye.